Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you're tuning in from. This is Baraton TV, here and hereafter. 22222 is the date, the 22nd of February 2022. I'm so excited. It's almost over. What do I mean? This is exclusive panel, and definitely we've been interviewing individuals, or rather leaders, who've been aspiring to lead in various positions. We began with the senatorial positions last Tuesday. Oh my goodness, it got hotter. Yesterday, we had one executive member who just dropped on stage. It's gonna be hotter tonight. It's gonna be very interesting tonight because we have ladies, more ladies, and a gentleman in this panel. We've never had any of the interviews with more ladies than the men. We're gonna find out why this position actually attracted more ladies and few of the men. Does a man feel intimidated? Oh my, we're gonna find out soon. Do the ladies feel more confident than the man? We're gonna find out this soon. Finance, planning, and student labor. My name is Arasa Inoxinde. You can also call me Mr. X, and I'm also joined with my co-host. He's gonna introduce himself in a short while. Let me give him the privilege of introducing himself.
Well, once again, you're back, and today we are hosting a special group, the aspiring cabinet secretaries for finance, planning, and students' labor. It's going to be an interesting interview. My name is Jared Onyango. Keep watching.
All right, thank you very much, Jared. It's going to be a very interesting discussion right here because, like we've always said, we don't just vote. We vote with the brain. We listen to the ideas. Tonight, the ladies and the gentlemen are going to be on the hot seat, the executive position in an exclusive, and this is exclusive panel. Let's go straight to my contestants. I hope you're not tensed. Welcome to this. This is Baraton TV. And of course, here and hereafter. Let's just begin by introducing yourselves, beginning from here, moving that side.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Arasa. My name is Faith Sabuni Nafula. I am a contestant for the Cabinet Secretary, Finance, Labor, and Planning. I'd like to thank also the viewers who are watching that are my supporters. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you so much.
All right, thank you very much. I'm going to ask you to also tell us what motivated you to join this contest and not any other.
Okay, thank you. Thank you so much. I'd like to say that before I entered into this race, I had my own aspirations. I wanted to become somebody big. Like, I have this woman who I look up to, the Dr. Mary Okello, the first woman banker from Kenya. She started her banking activities in UK. So she aspired me. And then according to this seat, when you look at it, it has not been having women since time memorial. Okay. So this is my chance to at least focus on the women empowerment and at least build the students. They know that even this position can be taken by women.
All right. Do you believe in yourself?
Yes, I do
believe you can beat the rest?
Yes, I believe I can beat them.
All right. Yes. All the best. Let's move to you. Please introduce yourself.
Thank you so much. My name is Alison Kangogo Tingoyo. I'm a third-year student taking accounting from the School of Business and also an aspirant for CS Finance. I'm privileged to have this opportunity. Thank you so much for having me. Yeah.
All right, feel most welcome. I'll also ask you the same question. What motivated you to run for this position? This is finance, planning, and student labor. Would it be in line with finance? Money?
Thank you.
All right.
Once again, what motivates me the most to run for this seat is that the desires of the students are in me. Whatever the students are going through are my interest, and I would really like to tackle and work for them. Thank you.
All right. Do you believe you can beat the two?
Yes, I'm bold enough, and I believe in myself, and I believe in leadership, and I believe in God too.
All right.
And with God, I'll achieve.
Thank you very much. And finally, to the gentleman.
Thank you, Arasa. My name is Kimani Tobias, and I'm a third-year student and an aspirant of this seat, Cabinet Secretary of Finance, Planning, and Students' Labor. So I'm privileged today to share the stage with these ladies over here and, battle it out. And he was asking the question about the motivation. I'd say it's the pain and the guts to do something about it. Since I was a freshman, we've all faced a couple of problems, and one of them is registration. Man, it's stressful. So as the years went by, I realized, man, there's something I can do about it, and not just registration, but financial issues around there. So that's my motivation every day to,
All right.
join you guys. Yeah,
All right. Thank you very much. Do you believe you can beat the two ladies?
definitely.
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 Are you overconfident?
No, I'm just confident.
We're gonna find out how does it
Confident
feel.
enough.
How does it feel like to be in a race with ladies?
Like I said before, it's I'm privileged because this seat was segregated for the accounting and finance department,
Okay.
and for them to stand up and vie for the position, it's recommendable.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I'm gonna ask the ladies the same question. How does it feel to contest with a man? Do you feel intimidated?
I don't feel intimidated, but I do believe what a man can do, a woman can do it better. That is why I believe I'm much better off than a man.
All right. What a man can do, a woman can do better. Sabuni,
Yes.
do you feel intimidated?
Not at all.
Okay.
Actually, I have the courage and I am able to take up the task that even those other finance leaders that were there, I can even become the better. Actually, I believe in myself. I'm going to become the better.
All right.
According to
All right. Thank you very much. Having said that, let's go straight. I believe that you guys have read the Constitution.
Yeah.
yes.
Your position requires a lot. You're demanded of a lot. A lot. In fact, you guys will run and manage Sabu. You have a lot of roles, especially regarding money. I hope you've read the Constitution and you know your roles. I'm not going to ask you what are your roles, because I believe that's a class 1 work for you people. So I'm going to go straight to the Constitution. And I believe you guys know the powers that you have. Okay? In your roles, the Constitution gives you the powers to be signatories of all financial transactions of Sabu. Can you tell us the procedure followed by before disbursing any money from the welfare fund kitty? All right, who wants to go first? Who's confident enough? All right.
So I believe the first thing we have to do is come up with a budget on how we're gonna use the fund. Then after that, I don't think there's a lot of processes involved. So I think after the budget, it goes through a series of approvals. I'd say from I, as the incoming Cabinet Secretary of Finance, followed by I think the Chief Accountant, then released by I think a higher office would be the DVC Finance, somewhere between those lines. So I think, yeah.
Okay, so what is the procedure? I still haven't gotten the procedure. I've just heard you mentioning the positions.
Like I said, the budget comes
Okay.
first on how we're going to use the funds.
Okay, what budget is there?
Okay, when writing the budget, you're supposed to write the source of the funds and how the funds would be
I'm going to
used.
repeat the question for you.
Yeah, okay.
I said you guys are going to be, if you elected the senator, you're going to be in charge of all the, you're going to be the signatory of all the transactions, financial transactions of Sabu. And I asked, can you tell us the procedure followed before disbursing any money from the welfare fund kitty? You want to take back your...
Oh yeah, with a sub involved. So first of all, there's a sitting with the Sabu electorates, the officials in Sabu, followed by, I think I say, the budget, and where we're going to agree the funds and how we're going to use them. So after that, we pass a bill, or what do we call it? Yeah, I'll say it's a bill. We're going to pass a bill in which it's gonna go to the signing stages, which is the first sign comes from I think the Cabinet Secretary of Finance, followed by the Chief Accountant into a higher power, let's say the DVC Finance.
All right, let's get Alison Kangogo's view on this.
Thank you. On the welfare kitty fund, I think first the welfare fund are those funds which are given to the bereaved students who have lost their family members, the close family members, maybe a parent, a sister, sibling, maybe. So the procedure involves two main people, the deputy president and the CS finance, who is the student labor planning and student CS finance oil. So the proposal, the form is being filled by the student who has been bereaved, then taken to the deputy president for signatory, then back to the student CS finance, so that he or she will sign and the disbursement of the fund is being made.
All right. So Sabuni, do you agree with her?
Not on all
Okay.
points.
Okay. What is it that you don't actually agree with her?
Okay, the first step in
Okay.
that Sabu welfare kitty, it is for the student who is bereaved
Okay.
to write an application form, to go and get an application from the Sabu welfare fund application form. He or she will fill that form, and then the second part, it will go, he or she will have to take to the deputy president, who in turn will take that form and go and decide it with the committee of the Sabu Welfare Committee, which has the Secretary General, the deputy and the CS Finance and other two student council members. So from there they will discuss, and then they will check if there is any, according to that sub-welfare fund, there are some obligations the student has to pass through. If the student has disciplinary cases or anything of the sort, then from there, that form will be discussed, and then the money will be disbursed.
Okay.
If it's okay.
All right. I'll give you 80%. Okay,
Thank
I'll
you
give
so
you
much.
80%. I'll give you 80% as well. Okay, but still maybe we'll go back to Kimani.
Yeah.
Maybe and ask him, what is a welfare fund?
Like they said, the welfare fund is the fund that is contributed by every student in the school, a sum of 100 shillings.
Okay.
So the fund the welfare fund itself, it's used to cater for mostly, as the years have gone by, it has been used to cater for the students who are bereaved.
Okay, so from your explanation,
Yeah.
does it match what you're saying?
No, actually, there's a mistake.
All right, so maybe from what they said, what is it that they missed? There's one very important point which they missed. You can give a hint on verification.
Verification.
Okay,
Oh yeah, so I think they didn't mention the higher power
okay,
involved,
okay.
because it doesn't end with the students, the sub government itself. Yeah, it has to go to the chief accountant, and yeah, I think the higher power involved in dealing with the accounts in school. Yeah.
Do you agree with him?
No.
Does this welfare fund kitty involve the higher positions,
No.
like the chief accountant? All right,
No.
so what is it that you guys missed on verification? This is very important.
The DVC's office.
Okay, DVC's office. Still, something is still missing, because you've mentioned that you're going to verify that this person actually is bereaved. Okay, you wanna take it?
Let me try. Okay, the verification process has to go that the student has to be verified as, the student has to present the documents, like the burial certificate, and also the student has to be looked at the disciplinary case, if it's there. I think so.
Well, so does it mean if a student has a disciplinary case and he's bereaved, he will not be a beneficiary of the welfare kitty?
He will be a beneficiary of
Okay, so why are we verifying whether he has disciplinary issues?
the disciplinary issues. I think it only takes into account when the student maybe had applied it before and they received it received it
okay.
when they are not bereaved.
So this is a criminal actually.
Yeah.
So maybe if the student had said that I had lost a relative and you investigated and found out that no relative was lost.
Yes.
So that is what you mean.
Yes.
All right, but there's one thing you guys are missing. On verification, you've not told me about verifying that whether this student has been paying this amount of money. So if a student pays, for instance, if we have students who can actually dodge and not pay this money, if you have not paid for this welfare fund kitty, would you still be given the money? I'm asking you a question. The silence is too loud. Sabuni, or maybe you've said a lot. Alison?
Yeah, the student will receive the funds,
Okay.
the welfare funds. It is the right of every student from the University of Eastern Africa, Baraton, to
Okay.
receive the welfare fund.
All right.
Just that the action will be taken up, that the funds have been dispersed.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let me go to Kimani.
Yeah.
If a student has not paid for this welfare fund and he's bereaved, he or she is bereaved,
Yeah.
will he receive the amount, will the amount be disbursed to him?
Yeah, I think definitely it will, because
Okay.
the matter of being bereaved is not on the likeness of the student himself, but an action has to be taken later, because every action has a consequence.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Sabuni,
Yes.
what's your take? Will the student still receive the money, yet the person did not even pay for it? I mean, did not give any cash into the kitty?
Okay, the student will have to receive the money at that time. But at the end of it, after that situation is over, the student will be charged in the fee. So that's what I think.
All right, so you believe that if a student doesn't pay this for this kitty, when he's bereaved, he will just be given the amount of money, then be charged on account. Well, you guys still need to go back and read. In fact, most of the answers you've given are correct, but on verification, there is a law. All students must pay for this. That's why it's collected almost by force during registration. So at the end of the day, if you're bereaved, you verify all the things you've said, and we also it's also checked whether from the statement at the circle whether this person actually paid. If you didn't pay, unfortunately, I don't think this student would receive. All right, I believe now you know, since you'll be dealing with that part. Okay, we also have very needy students on campus. We have very needy and in fact very needy, who actually depend on work-study program fully for survival and of course for school fees. If elected as senator for, of course, this position, finance planning and student labor, what plans do you have to increase opportunities for these students who are actually depending on work-study program? And of course, if you have anything else you can add on top of work-study program, you can still tell us. So what plans do you have for the needy and in fact very needy students if elected? Right, who wants to go first? I'll just give a free chance. I get the silence. I choose the man. Kimani.
Yeah, so when it comes to the work-study program and the needy students, I believe everyone should be given opportunity to, earn themselves a living.
Okay.
In which, the 75% is supposed to cater for the school fees and the 25% is supposed to cater for the upkeep. So as we know, who work in the work-study program are in an academic, I'd say journey over 4 years.
Okay.
So if we're going to receive a needy student, they should be identified as early as possible, so that if, let's say, we had a number of fourth years working in the work-study program, graduation is due and they will leave. So that means there'll be vacancies available for these students. So the first thing we have to do is to identify the needy student. That's quite a it's quite the
Let,
work.
let me allow me to cut you short.
Yeah.
I said that we have already.
Yeah.
So, what plans do you have? Apart, okay, let me just rephrase the question. What plans do you have apart from the work-study program? Because there are so many. Work-study program may not actually accommodate everyone.
Right.
So what other plans do you have to at least assist these very needy students?
Yeah, I'll continue with that question. So there are a number of scholarships.
Okay.
So we're gonna link them with those scholarships, but we know we're not gonna get them in all of them in the what do we call it, the scholarships.
Okay.
So as we know, this SD institution, we have a chaplaincy office, and I think they have a ready ear to listen to the needy students. So first of all is pleading with them, maybe a few of the people, to maybe raise funds to maybe give these students a chance. But now as in you can't give a handout every semester, because there should be a long-lasting solution to the problem. So I believe in many ways students can earn in this school. You've heard of even events, of even footballers and the sportsmen and women. An event whereby you find the winner winning maybe even 20,000, 10,000 or 15,000. For an off-campus student, that's a lot of money. That has cleared the fee. It has settled maybe a few here and there, maybe the rent issues and the upkeep, right?
Have you put into consideration the self-sponsored students?
Yeah, definitely.
How much do they pay, for instance? Full load.
I'd say close to 100,000.
Okay, so would that money be enough to pay for that?
No, first of all, like I said before, we have to identify the needs.
Anyway,
students,
I get
yeah.
your point. I get your point.
Yeah.
It's okay. Fine. Sabuni, go next, please.
Okay, so what was the question?
The question is that we have work-study program
Yes.
for the needy students on campus. So what other means if elected, can you explore to ensure that these needy students, and in fact very needy students who depend on this money for everything, the rent, as I said, school fees, maybe even the clothes they're wearing, the shoes, the pens, the books, if elected not senator, I beg your pardon, secretary for finance, planning and student labor, what plans do you have for these students to actually be financed?
Okay, thank you, Mr. Arasa. Okay, as to me, according to me, I will say that there are these sub-projects. We are usually given the projects. We don't have to only aim at making it to benefit the school with adding facilities and stuff. Let's add more projects, like let's say activities where students can be there to take place. If I may say, like let's introduce let me put this like a car wash.
Okay.
The students will be there. They'll go and wash. They will get the money, and actually it will come back to the SABU, which we will have to distribute it as an additional money from the SABU in order to help these needy students.
All right.
That is one.
So
Yeah.
do we have any scholarship programs apart from work study program?
Yes, we do have.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you explore any of them?
Yes, I would. I said that was the first one.
Okay, so do you know them?
Yes, I know.
Did you mention at least two?
Okay, there is the Ratansi scholarship.
Okay,
Which
Ratansi.
is there. And
Okay.
then there is that the Kitty Foundation. That the Kitty scholarship, which for the
Okay.
welfare.
All right.
Yeah.
All right, thank you. Alison,
Yes.
what plans do you have if elected secretary for finance, planning and student labor for these needy students, apart from just work study program? Because the number is so big. The number of needy students actually might be so large, and this work study program would be only for a few. Maybe they would only select the very needy. So what plans do you have perhaps to take care of the rest?
Thank you so much. First, around the University of Eastern Africa, Baraton, we have so many gaps.
Okay.
We have so many opportunities as an institution. Perhaps when these opportunities are being used well, all these students will have the chance to work under the student work study program. Also, the evaluation rate for the needy students working under the student work study program, I think should be should be increased annually, maybe. When someone starts at the rate of 51, can it be possible, and I hope it is possible, for it to be implemented in such a way that it will be evaluating.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're actually tackling how to assist more those that have gotten the work program scholarship.
Yeah, we assist them more, and also, as I said earlier, we have so many gaps,
Okay.
so many opportunities.
So do you have any other scholarship programs on campus?
Yeah,
Okay. Can you mention at least one or two?
chaplaincy kit fund for the
Okay, the
needs.
chaplaincy kitty funds. Okay. Any other one?
Also the Handbook bursary fund.
So bursary.
Yeah.
Sounds new to me. I don't know whether it's there, but anyway, if it's somewhere, I'll get to know later. I hope I give you an opportunity to also answer that.
Yeah.
All right, let's tone down a little bit. Let me give my co-host to at least ask you some questions out of Constitution. Then we'll still come back because your office is so demanding to deal with money and everything to deal with finances. So let's take a little bit, let's go a little bit off the Constitution. All right.
Thank you so much, Arasa. Now, to Faith, Alison, and Kimani, I want us to go straight and test your knowledge on the handbook. I hope you have read it. Now, the student handbook encourages relationship between different genders and has also given about 10 guidelines of the type of relationship. Can you just point out some of the relationships guidelines, maybe one or two? We begin with you, Kimani.
Yeah, I believe one of them will be the exclusion of cohabiting and the public display of affection around the campus.
Alison?
You said some of the relationship allowed in the University of Eastern Africa, Baraton.
Yeah, I mean the guidelines.
The guidelines.
Or should I repeat my question again?
Pardon,
Yes.
Custom.
The student handbook encourages relationship between different genders and has also given about 10 guidelines of the type of relationship. If you can just mention two or just some few guidelines that the handbook has listed.
The handbook has some guidelines on the relationship. One of the guidelines is on one of the guidelines is about the brother and sister relationship, and also the student handbook allow us to socialize, though it does not allow us to go to an extent of cohabiting. It allows relationship. This is where we find our partners maybe, but there are some rules to follow. Yeah.
Now to you, Faith.
Okay, thank you. I will say that the student handbook, it has, as you have said, it has given us guidelines on the relationships.
Yeah.
So let's say maybe the relationship between the students and the workers, or the student and the lecturers, maybe let's say that way. And then the relationship between student and student, which has to only focus on the academic excellence and not on other things. Yeah.
Okay.
Right. I think that's enough to tone down a little bit on the Constitution. So let's get back to the Constitution once again. All of you are correct, actually, on that. I love the way you reacted on the matter. So what is this? You guys have been talking, we've been talking about work study program. Do you guys know about that 25% policy?
Yes.
Okay, what does the policy say on the 25%? Let me begin right here this time around.
Okay, thank you. The 25%, this is the amount of money a student is given after doing work in the work program, and that 25% is given to the student to be used for his or her personal needs. And then there is another, now from the 100%, the other one is left for the student to be catered for in the fees.
Okay.
Yes.
Alison, you believe, you agree with her?
Yeah, I do agree with her with the fact that the 25% of the amount of the money is used for a student used by the student under the study work program for her personal needs. Yes.
Okay. All right. Kimani?
Yeah, I actually do agree with the two of them. The 25% caters for the upkeep of the student, and the 75%, the remainder, it goes straight to their account,
All right.
which is charged into school fees
Okay.
for the students.
All right. So the other money that you're talking about,
Yeah.
25% goes, can be withdrawn. Of course, it's not a must. You can still leave it.
Yeah.
It can be part of your school fees. So the remaining amount, is it transferable? For instance, if I would want to share with my sister, my brother, my friend, is it transferable?
The 25%?
Yes. No, not 25%.
Yeah.
I'm talking about the remaining. After withdrawing the 25%,
Uh-huh.
now there's this cash that actually goes to your school fees.
The 75%?
75%, yes.
No, I don't think it's not possible.
Are you sure?
Yeah, it's not
Okay.
possible.
Alice?
No.
It's not transferable? Okay. Sabuni?
No, it's not
It's not?
transferable because it is a rule that you have to only take the 25% and the other has to remain in the school fees.
All right. That's actually correct. As earlier pointed out, that you're signatories for all the transactions,
Yeah.
for our financial transactions of Sabu. Do you also sign for the amount given to the members of the house? Your salary, I'm talking about the salary. Do you also sign? And if you don't sign, why don't you sign it? All right? Alice, are you a signatory of the amount paid as salary?
I'm not.
Okay. And why?
The DVC SAS is the one, and the deans are the ones under the allowances of the house, members of the house.
Okay, the policy says that you're a signatory of all the financial transactions of Sabu. So how, you as a cabinet secretary for finance, planning and student labor, how do you account for this money?
Perhaps in any other transaction, there must be a statement.
Okay.
There must be a statement, and with that statement, it allows you as a CS finance student to account for it.
Okay.
And that is what, personally, I think there must be transparency in that. We have to be given the chance to sign so that proper guidelines can be followed.
All right. Kimani,
Yeah.
are you a signatory? Do you sign for that cash? Do you have the powers to sign the salaries for the members?
No, I believe, no, I'm not part of signing the salaries of the members.
Okay.
Because what we deal with is raising funds for Sabu projects, coming up with a budget.
Now let's stick on this matter first,
Yeah,
which I'm talking about. Talking about the salary.
salaries.
Because you are the same people who will actually come up with a budget. And this budget, you'll see that these members will be receiving this amount of money in this position will be receiving this amount of money. But then, this money will be disbursed from a different office. So why don't you have the powers and authority to sign on that?
On our salaries.
Yes.
I think there's a policy, because if we ourselves are entrusted with paying our own salaries, I'm sure there are gonna be some mishaps. For example, let's say we can hike our salaries,
Okay.
or we could, okay, that's the main issue, hiking our salaries, because as far as I'm concerned, we're employed by the school and also the students.
Okay.
So if there's any power we have, I think it's on the Sabu projects.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So how do you account for this money?
Yeah, the funds raised by the Sabu government.
How do you account for the money that has been given out?
By the Sabu government. Or the school. So I believe...
Talking about the salary, remember?
Or the salary.
Yeah.
Um,
And of course, your money in general. That has, if you're not the one signing the money, leaving,
Yeah.
of course, students pay for Sabu, and this money goes to a certain account. And when it comes to budget, you guys prepare. When it comes to paying, somebody else pays. So how do you account for that money? That's what I'm asking.
Yeah, the financial statements, I believe, are concerned with this. So first of all, if you're not responsible for signing into salaries, I don't think it will appear in our financial statements.
Okay.
I think it will appear on the school's financial statements. For us, what we'll deal with is the funds raised by the Sabu government and also passed to them through the school. So I think those are the statements we're going to deal with.
All right.
Definitely, yeah.
Okay, so Sabuni, do you agree with all of them?
Not really, but at some point. Let's say
First of all, are you a signatory?
a
Do you
signatory-
sign for this money that comes out as salary?
No.
Okay.
Okay. I will say no because all I know is that the CS Finance is a signatory to all the funds of the SABU,
Okay.
not the funds of the school. So we only follow protocol as to what we are being told. And then maybe if for the allowances, that is when the CS Finance must have a signature there and then take it to the chief accountant
Okay.
for approval.
So my question still comes back.
Yes.
Who prepares this budget? Who prepares for the salaries?
The salaries.
Okay. Yes.
It is the SEC, the
Okay.
student executive.
All right. So, for instance, you guys said that you don't have the only thing that you have to account for this money
Yep.
is a statement. So, for instance, if you've actually done your investigations, maybe you feel like your money has not been used accordingly, and you using the statement, you found out that the people keeping the money, in this case, we're talking about the authority, the university.
Yeah.
You find that maybe they have used your money. What action can you take as a Minister for Finance, Planning and Student Labor as a way of accounting for your money?
So let me get the question straight.
Okay.
You're asking about the surplus.
The money that is paid for Sabu is actually your money,
Yeah, okay.
like we said, and you are in charge of that money. So whenever students would want to know what have you done with the money, how have you used the money, you will actually request for the statements and you'll be given. So what if you find out that maybe towards the end of your tenure,
Yeah.
your money has not been used accordingly or appropriately, and you feel like this is not right? What action can you possibly take?
Yeah, I believe the money is a fund.
Okay.
And for me, I think if there's a surplus, I don't think there's any use for us to misuse it, but we can carry forward into the next the recording period.
Okay.
Yeah. So if there's any misuse, it's from the surplus.
Okay.
Because when we write a budget is like we're going to foresee how we're going to use the funds. So definitely in the budget there's a deficit or a surplus.
Okay.
So if there's a surplus, we'll definitely be expecting the surplus. And if there's I'm repetitive. If there's a surplus, I think we're gonna merge it into other sub funds, so that maybe we can fulfill maybe other projects that were in mind. So there's two options. We could either use it for the good of the students, or we can carry it forward to the next recording period.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. So, for instance, if your money, maybe you can tackle the same question, so I don't repeat myself.
Okay, thank you. I think first we have to know that a budget must be made.
Okay.
And whenever a budget is made, it has the exact amount. So I don't think the administration can't go against the budget.
All right.
And if at all that happens, of which I don't think, there are protocols to be followed.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, Sabuni.
Okay, I will say that the first action in case of such an incident, which we know it might not occur, but in case it occurs, we will have to go to write to the administration for us to meet with them and discuss on what has happened, because at the end of the day we have to present our budget to them and tell them this is what was foreseen and this is what we came up with, and according to us we have to follow the budget, so the chances of such events to occur are minimal.
All right, thank you very much. I'm going to throw it to Jared to tackle one more, to give you one more question of maybe the Constitution or in the Constitution, and then we can get back and wind up.
Okay. Now, you know you're going to be leaders. Apart from now being the CS the CS Finance, Planning and Student Labor. I want to test your skills now on your leadership skills. You know, once a leader, you must have this, every skill that a leader needs. Now, 2 students who are needy have applied for an available scholarship fund. One is a government-sponsored and the other one is a self-sponsored. there's only one opportunity for them, what criteria will you use to propose the award to either of them? We begin with you, Faith.
Okay, thank you. The first step for somebody to qualify for this scholarship fund, you must have a GPA of above 3.0. So these students, they must ensure that, I have to ensure that this student have that GPA before I give them that scholarship. Yeah, thank you.
So that's how you'll solve it?
No, that's the first step. So from there,
let's take an instant where now the GPA are well, okay?
yes.
And all of them have the GPA of above 3.0.
Okay.
As a leader.
As a leader.
Yeah.
Okay, as for me, after I verify that the GPA are okay, I will have to, they have to apply first. They will give it to me, and then I'll go and take it to the administration and tell them these are the shortlisted students and everything is in place, so they are ready to take that. And then when there is they are ready to be given that scholarship. Yes, because they qualify at the end of the day.
And you remember the scholarship is only one and there are two.
Oh, the scholarship is one.
Just one position.
Okay.
And there are two of them.
And there are two. So when there are two and it's one, obviously the one of them has to get it. So at the end of the day, I have to add other qualifications. Like, let's say, what does this scholarship need? And tell them and assess with myself. And if that student is capable to get that scholarship, that is definitely a right to it. Because not all students are able in everything. They might be together able in the class, but not in social activities.
Thank you so much, Sabuni.
Thank you.
Now to you, Alison. What do you have?
As for me, if one of the students, you said both of them are needy students.
Both of them are needy.
One is government-sponsored,
the other one is self-sponsored.
Perhaps I think for one to qualify to be a self-sponsored student, he or she must be higher than the government-sponsored students. Because the school fee for government-sponsored students and the self-sponsored students, as for the self-sponsored, it is pretty much higher than the government-sponsored. So first, apart from the qualifications of the applicants, the students, I think I'll consider for the government-sponsored student, and perhaps if any other opportunity comes first, the other student will chip in first. And if at all that won't work, if it is possible to share the amount for the two, I'll do that.
Okay, that's
There's no sharing.
nice, Alison.
It's just for one. But anyway, it's our opinion.
Okay, Kimani.
Yeah, so for me, you say the leader's position. So for me, I'll take the human position. Matters of application and the GPA, I don't think it should come into, okay, it's a necessity. But let's face it, these are two needy students. They need cash to study. So one of them obviously has a higher fee than the other, which is the self-sponsored student. So sometimes what people need is more time to maybe clear the financial issues. So let's say the self-sponsored student has to pay 100,000, and for the government-sponsored student, let's say he has to pay like 50,000. You see, so what we have to level is what can the government student pay, and what can the self-sponsored student pay. If this
let's be specific on this. The government-sponsored students pay at least the highest I've heard, or I know, is 26,000.
26,000.
Yes, and self-sponsored students can pay up to 150 if you're a boarder, or 130 depending on which school, which department, sciences or arts. You can pay actually more than 100,000.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's my point. So 50,000 for the government student is a lot of money, but maybe the self-sponsored student, the self-sponsored student can pay 50,000, but he still has an arrear of 50,000. For this one, let's say he can raise maybe 15,000. He has an array of let's say 11,000. So for the one who can raise 50,000 and this one 11 and has a balance of 15 or let's say 11, I think I'm gonna offer the scholarship to to the one who's in self-sponsored, because it's a matter of time. How much money you can raise in the shortest amount of time. And I think if you're going to raise an amount of money, if it's little, you're going to take a short time. If it's a lot, you're going to take a long time.
Thank you so much, Kimani. Now, all of you, you have brilliant mind, and of course, each opinion can work. Each of your way can work. It's only for the voters to decide who is wiser among the three of you. I handle back it.
All right. Thank you very much. Earlier on, they mentioned about other scholarship, not even scholarship, other ways which actually the handbook mentions 4 major ways which students can actually be financed. Apart from just work study program, we also have the UAB Scholarship Fund. I hear you struggling, looking for that name. There's a bonus program. I don't know if you know about it. It's there in the handbook. Then we have the canvassing. So let's start with the canvassing. What is canvassing? This falls within your docket. Canvassing is a form of a scholarship given to needy students. So I'd like to know if you actually know what canvassing means or what it entails. All right, where do we begin from? 2 seconds. Nobody? Sabuni, go first.
Okay, according to me, I don't know about the canvassing
All right.
scholarship. Yeah.
All right, it's a scholarship just written.
It is a scholarship. Yes, it is given to the students, but I think this scholarship, it is given to those that are registered for the
Okay.
semester. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay, Alison.
Yes, thank you. As for me, canvassing is a program for the needy students. That's what I can say.
All right, it's a program for the needy students. Of course, all of these are actually financial aid for the needy students. But I'm interested to know what exactly does it entail, or who? I mean, of course, where? Let me not give more details because I haven't given a chance to Kimani.
So canvassing, could I request you to spell the name?
Canvassing.
Yeah.
C-A-N-V-A-N-S-I-N-G.
Canvassing.
Canvassing. Oh, there's double S actually, sorry. Canvassing. C-A-N-V-A-S-S-I-N-G. Canvassing.
Arasa, that's a tricky one.
Okay.
I'm going to be honest.
All right.
And I don't think I can answer the question.
All right.
It's a tricky one.
Have you heard of students going to the US, going to outside Kenya, going to South Africa, going to, what is this place called? I'm looking for this name. It's really running out of my mind. Anyway, they can go abroad, they can go off Kenya to go and sell books. Have you heard of anything like that? Okay. Do you know of any student who's actually been given that opportunity to go and sell books? Then after selling the books, they are given something small or some percentage out of selling books? Have you heard of that?
Yes, I've
Okay.
heard of one student in this school.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what is that program called?
Maybe we may say it's that canvassing.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. This is within your docket. You
Yes.
guys need to go and look into it. We also have bonus program, which I don't think, even if I asked you, because you've not seen it around, you've not experienced it, maybe you may also fail to answer the UB Scholarship Fund. But anyway, what I'm trying to say is that you will need to actually find out and assist students when it gets to this. So let me give you a chance to also maybe just mention two challenges that students on work program face. We have students who actually been given a chance to serve or to get this scholarship as work program, and they have so many challenges. You're going to be ministers or rather secretaries for this docket, finance, planning and student labor, and you're going to be in charge of these students. Your roles are actually to check the welfare of these students. So what are some of the challenges you've actually noticed or noted, so that once you get into office, you're going to start fighting for these needy students? All right, Sabuni?
Okay, the first challenge that I've noticed in those students working in the student work program is that they don't have these equipment to use while doing the activities.
Okay.
So, like, let's say somebody is working and doesn't have gloves. That discourages a student, and such a student requires these things in order to partake that work. And
Right.
so I am going to, when I enter that office, these students must have, during my era, nobody will be able to work without the equipments that are needed.
Okay, so protective gears.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. That's one challenge. You have any other one? Or let's give a chance to Alison.
Thank you. I think the major problem currently is the delay of the 25%. Yeah.
Okay. Delay. By delay, what do you mean?
I mean the 25% which are supposed to be given for the upkeep for those students delays a lot. And what I can say is that when I'll be given the chance, I'll make sure that those students fill their check their
All right,
time
they
cards.
receive in time.
They fill their time cards in
Okay.
time,
Okay.
so that they can take to the offices where processing will be done.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Any challenge for the work study program?
Yeah, actually, there are a lot of challenges. One of them, I'd say, it's the rates of the working hours,
Okay.
and also the pay. So for them, they claim it's either the rates increase or the hours increase. Number two, she mentioned the 25%, which is delayed. But then again, we have the problem of there's no one championing for them in the administration.
Okay.
You can find it's one of them taking the list or the time cards to the administration. That's a problem.
Does that happen?
Yeah, it has happened. I can.
list.
I've
You
interacted
take
with
the-
them.
You take the list of the people beneficiaries of 25%. A student takes that to the administration?
Yeah, it has happened.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I've talked to one of them. Actually, a few. They've mentioned their problems to me, so I don't think they will be lying
Okay.
of their issues. But
So who prepares this 25%?
yeah, the 25% is the school is responsible. I'd say that.
Okay.
The names of the work study, the beneficiaries of the work study program, comes from the. If one deals in the cafeteria, I think they'll compile all the names and take it forward. The same to other departments.
So once the names have been, let's start with the cards.
Yeah.
I'm sure you know about the cards that students fill, the time cards.
Yeah.
So once they fill the time cards, where are they taken? That's what I'm asking.
The time cards,
Okay, yes.
I'd say to the accounts
office.
office, where the name is verified, and the fee that's supposed to be paid is checked into the accounts.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So who prepares, Alison? Who prepares the 25%, or not even 25%? Who prepares this money that students receive as work study program money, of which 25% is gotten from?
There is a committee for the student under the study work program, where they prepare those. After the time cards have been filled from every department, they'll be taken to the office of the study work program, so
Okay.
that the procedure goes on.
You know where this office is? Do you have any idea? Sabuni? Where are the cards taken to?
Okay, the cards are taken to the chief accountant.
Chief accountant.
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Alison, you've talked about an office. What is this office? What's its work?
The work of the office is actually to help to make sure that those students under the study work program receive their funds.
All right.
Yeah.
So there's actually work study program supervisor. So that office is where he stays. So the cards, once they're collected, they're taken to that office and not finance office. Then this person takes the report to the finance office. So I believe you guys are now aware about that. I'm going to give you a chance before I ask you one last question. I'm going to give you a chance to question each other. I'm going to give you a chance to one of you to question the other one. I'm going to give a chance to the other one to question the other one. Remember, you guys better be smart. Maybe my questions are not smart. Better make your question smarter. So I'm going to ask Sabuni to go first. Choose either the lady, the man, then the reverse will be done.
Okay, this question goes to my fellow lady, Alicent. Okay, I wanted to ask you, why do you believe that I can't take over from you? I can't be the best than you.
Thank you. First, I believe in myself. As I've said earlier, I believe in myself and I'm bold enough. I believe in my ideologies. In as much as I don't know your ideologies, I believe my ideologies are the best among the three of us. Yeah.
All right. You can ask her.
Okay, thank you. Back to you. A question. I want you to tell me more about the bonus
program.
Bonus program.
The bonus program.
And who are the beneficiaries
of the bonus program? Actually, he asked that question and it defeated all of us. So it can't be directed to me again, because maybe you can answer, because we all didn't know about it. So at the end of the day, you can't ask me the question that he asked. Thank you.
I can help you answer the question.
Okay.
The bonus program is for those students under working under the study work program, and especially for the self-sponsored students.
Okay.
Yeah.
Though that may not be absolutely correct, but the bonus program, this is a program, actually, let me just help you, assist you to answer it, so that maybe once in office you'll encounter this and you'll be able to respond. Bonus program is a program organized by the university, number one. It's a program for the needy and worthy and needy and worthy. So whichever student is needy and worthy can apply for it. Now, these students will be given work to do around. It's sort of almost like work program, but it's a special one. Different rates, different pays. You're given, for instance, you're told that you'll be given 50 or 60,000 at the end of the bonus program. So students will go slashing, they'll go mowing, digging maybe, planting stuff, and at the end of the day, after the days are done, after the hours have been finished, they'll be given the money. So that is bonus program. It's a bonus.
Allow me to interrupt.
Sure.
Is this bonus? I think, according to me, I think bonus program, as you've said, but it is done after the end of the semester, where it covers for the school fee for the government-sponsored students, not all students.
Bonus program is for everyone.
Okay, thank you.
It's for everyone as long as you're needy and worthy. Maybe I thought I should just give you the information because I have encountered it before. Yeah, so once you get into office, it's actually for everyone, but needy and worthy. So the university will actually evaluate and see who is needy and worthy. Whether you're a government-sponsored or self-sponsored, you are students. And as long as you're needy, of course, you'll be given the chance. So I'm gonna ask you, the man, to choose one of the ladies to ask you a question. Then you ask a question maybe to both or one.
So actually, I think I'm going to ask both.
Okay, so choose one lady first to question you. So once you answer their question, then you can ask them.
Okay. Any of them who feels free.
Okay, who wants to ask him a very hard question? It's a chance to shine. It's a chance to shine.
Him.
Okay, go ahead.
Mr. Kimani, allow me to ask you a question. Perhaps there are these international students. What do you think are some of the challenges they are facing, and what could you do as the CS Finance to help them?
And so for me, I believe the international students, most of them cry about how do you call it? The passes, the student passes from their countries where they're supposed to study in Kenya without being arrested for being illegal in this country. So for me, I don't think okay, yes, it touches on my side, but I'm all about financial abilities, creating financial freedom for the students. So I'm sure if any international student who has a financial problem or maybe a reason why he can't maybe pay a fee or something of the sort, can approach me and tell me the problem, and maybe can fix them into a program or help them in any way I can.
All right.
Yeah.
Now you can ask each one of them one question.
Yeah, so I'm gonna ask. It's actually it's simple. So you guys believe in financial freedom, right?
Yes.
So how do you ensure there's gonna be financial freedom with every student in Baraton?
I can answer you. I don't believe in financial freedom, but I believe in transparency and accountability.
So good.
Okay, by financial freedom, which area do you specify, actually?
Upkeep, paying school fees.
Okay, so what is your question about the upkeep and the paying school fees?
You know, for the CS Finance is responsible for raising funds,
Yeah.
identifying needy students, and making sure that the financial problems of the students are sorted.
Mhm.
So with the financial problem sorted, that means financial freedom. So your ways of handling that.
Okay, let me correct you first.
Yeah.
The CS Finance doesn't identify the needy students. The needy students are told to apply. So as for you, the work you will do is to give them the specifications, not identify them. As for them, they know that there is a policy that requires them to apply for this, for them to get those funds. And then when it comes to paying school fees, yes, we have a policy of the school. If the school states that this is 60% you have to pay, remember you have to follow it. And when there is a committee, you have to go there and defend the students on your own. Tell them these are what the students want because they chose me and they want me to represent them. So I'll tell them this is what the students really want, because most of them can be able to give out this amount of money, and it is what they are able to give. So it is up to you to go and convince that committee and tell them this is what is coming from the students. So this is what I want the student to have. At that point, you will have balanced the way of giving their of dealing with their financial problem.
Yeah, so actually what you're telling me is that you're going to follow every protocol
Yes.
provided by the administration.
No, provided by the Constitution.
Okay, the Constitution, no
Yeah.
problem. But you as a leader, I think you should have a brain of your own. Not,
Yes.
okay, respectfully.
We get what you get your point.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
get
not, not everything will be based on the Constitution. You should be smart enough to realize there are loopholes and there are ways in which you can help your students.
Okay, remember when you go there, they will argue with the Constitution. What will you do?
Okay, my question was not about constitutions.
No,
it was about
you've
financial
asked-
freedom. Like,
yeah.
get me straight. So, do you know fee paid by the students is it's like an investment,
Yes.
and part of the fee is there's 1,000 shillings, which is activity fee. When you multiply that by every head in this school,
Yes.
that's a lot of money.
Okay.
How are you going to make sure that fund or that money revolves around them again? Because that's financial freedom to me.
Yes.
I believe that's their money and it should come back to them, but maybe in services or in any other way which will assist them. For example, the events, they were being handled, I think, before when we were freshmen.
Yes.
People are earning up to 20,000 the fashion week. That's financial freedom.
Yes.
You've given someone a chance to earn money.
Okay. Yeah, that's one way you'll give rise
That was
to
my
those
question, not the
things. Yeah.
constitution part. So,
Oh, maybe we
Thank
didn't
you.
understand it.
All right, brilliant.
Yeah.
Sounds brilliant.
And
That was
allow me interrupt.
Okay,
and
sure,
what
Alison.
do you think is the meaning of transparency? If that is not the answer.
transparency is being genuine. For example, for you, I believe transparency is about if it's your office.
Just measure it on the question you had asked.
I don't think transparency is there because transparency is about being true. It's about being open. Maybe if you're handling financial statements and the students need it and you give it to them with all honesty, that's transparency.
all right. I think that's a good enough time for you to ask each other. I believe you've challenged yourselves and your listeners. I mean, the people watching, who are your supporters, would actually gauge you based on that. I'm going to ask you a last question based on time because we're running short of time. One challenge that I've noticed every semester when the semester begins. Financial challenge. We have students lining up, very long queues. And the biggest challenge here is that the university requires them to pay a certain percentage before they can close or before they can allow to register for classes. If elected as a as cabinet secretary for finance, planning, and student labor, what plans do you have in mind or proposals to ensure that these students, whether with or without that percentage, whether they have attained the percentage or not, would register for class? This percentage, remember, it can be good or bad depending on where you sit. If you look at it as an administrator, it's a good thing. If you look at it as a student, it's a bad thing, because at some point you don't have that money. The university would need that money to run the university smoothly. So what plans do you have to ensure that these students actually don't get locked out because they have not paid the amount or the percentage needed by the university? Who wants to go first? It's the last question. You better be smart. Think before you answer. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, the man goes fast.
Yeah, so for me, I believe registration is an issue of time.
Okay.
And the school clearly has stated the fee that's supposed to be raised for one to close the registration. So in my experience, I've noticed that people will close registration with as low as 10,000 for those who are staying outside, because I'm also an off-campus student, for as low as 10,000.
So remember, you're dealing with this issue.
Yeah.
You're touching both the student, government-sponsored students and the self-sponsored. So when you talk about 10,000, that can be 10% for, that can be the percentage for the government-sponsored students. What about for the who are self-sponsored, who would require maybe a lot of money, much more money than that 10,000?
Yeah, so for them, I think the rate is 100% when they join. When they commence with their semester. So it's a matter of time. You see, those who've cleared the fee are going to close the registration fast. Because this is a system. They're going to close the registration fast. So that's the first problem we have to tackle with its time, to ensure that those students who have cleared their school fee will close on time, so that maybe if there's gonna be issues in the middle, like for example, people paying late registration fee, there won't be a problem. So the group you're remaining with, it's let's say people who've paid close to 60%, 70, maybe 80%. So in my experience, I've noticed that the school will close the registration with those kinds of percentages. So it's a matter of time.
Okay, so what do you mean by time? So these people who've not paid, it's a matter, they just have to hold back, sit back and wait for that time?
No, first we have to identify these people.
Okay.
We have to identify these people, because there are people who can't completely pay their school fees.
Okay.
There's the office of the DVC SAS, and also, the accountant is under orders from the administration. So this person who can't pay school fees should bring himself or herself forward first, because there's a problem. And what I've noticed is, if there's a pledge written, or maybe the parent has communicated with the DVC SAS, they can liaise together so that maybe the parent will give a pledge of clearing the school fee at a certain time. So that's the first strategy. And the second one is, because it's not a long-term issue, because we can't plead with in the registration period, again plead in the exam period. So we have to ensure this person has maybe paid maybe a good amount of money, and when the semester goes on, he's going to clear the rest.
Okay.
So I believe in raising funds through the chaplaincy office for those students who are actually needy, like they seriously can't raise fee. And I believe they are the ones who are supposed to come first.
Okay.
Then the rest, who maybe, let's say someone's supposed to pay 20,000, right? And he has paid 15. I'm sure there are barriers everywhere. Like examination period is a barrier itself for those who have not cleared the school fee. So if this person can maybe write a pledge, like I said before, like it's all a matter of time. Just write a pledge and say maybe this date and this date, I'll clear the fee, and there should be somewhere where it's recorded, and this student should be followed up so that they can fulfill the requirements.
All right.
Because you know, it's also unfair if you're gonna help someone out, and you know,
and they don't keep their word.
They don't keep their
All
word.
right, Alison.
Yes.
What do you think? What's your proposal to ensure that we don't have students actually locked out of registration because they have not paid that percentage required by the university?
I think my proposal is to ensure there is balance between the government-sponsored students and the private-sponsored students, to ensure that everyone has to access the facilities. Because come to think of it, at the end, you'll have to pay all the amount, and you've missed some classes. I think it is not right. When we have a balance rate where everyone can afford to pay, and also for the late registration fee, I think we can cancel it off, or rather extend the time for registration.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, Sabuni.
Okay, thank you. As for me, remember this school mostly works on policies, and the policies were made by the administration. By the time as the CS Finance you go and convince them, it won't take an overnight, or it won't take a night. So as you are going to pressure them to reduce that rate, remember you have to focus on these scholarships that are there, right?
Okay.
We have scholarships. Let these students apply for the scholarships. And even scholarships, as they apply for them, they don't come overnight too. So those ones who have applied for scholarships, let them be allowed, because at the end of the day, you can't do an exam without having paid the school fees, right?
All right.
So if you qualify for that scholarship, you will be at least able to get the money. If you don't qualify, you are going to be told by the administration, of which at least you are allowed to open the registration. Another thing, there is this student work program, right? These students there, they do apply at the beginning of the semester, and you don't start paying them at the beginning of the semester. So let those ones who have applied at the beginning of the semesters be given a first priority to at least register for the semester, because they are going to work hard for that money. At the end of the day, you're going to pay them, and it's going to cater for the school fees. So give them a chance in that. Also, to my end, I also have friends, or let me say relatives, or friends of relatives, friends of friends. They term it as that. They are going to introduce other scholarships other than the ones provided by the school.
Okay.
So this is going to help the students, not just the percentage that was receiving that scholarship from the school, but also there'll be another percentage that will rise up to come and to be catered for by these scholarships that I'm going to introduce.
All right, thank you very much. Because of time, I'm being told that my time is over, but I'm still going to give you at least 2 minutes each to look into that camera right there, and perhaps convince that voter that is listening to you, that is watching you. If you did not redeem yourself, the lady said they're better than the man says it's better than the lady is better than the other lady. Take 2 minutes, convince that voter that you're actually the best choice. Who wants to go first? They say ladies first, but men just before. Go first, man.
Yeah, okay. Hello, guys. Good evening. My name is Kimani Tobias Mashare, as I mentioned before. And guys, I know there's a lot of issues to be handled, but we have to look at the long term, situation. Registration itself is a problem, but we have to be honest. Registration cannot only be our agenda, and it will be solved when I'm put into office. But also we have to realize there are a lot of opportunities for us, to live a better life, to help our brothers and sisters out there. And all I ask for is that we look at the bigger picture, okay? Because the problems you may face is not the problems another person may face. So I believe in ideologies. I believe in working together so that we can all achieve a common goal. So guys, I just want to ask you to look at the bigger picture. Don't think in front of your nose or at the short-term situation. Just let's be long-term, guys. So, thank you.
All right, thank you very much. Kangogo, I'm going to also give you a chance to redeem yourself.
Thank you so much. To all Baratonians watching, I'm here by humbly requesting for your support for CS Finance. I'm Alison Kangogo Tingoyo, a third-year student taking accounting from the School of Business. As I've said earlier, perhaps when it comes to finance, we have a lot of problems. And all these problems cannot be solved when good leadership is not voted in. As for me, I stand by all comrades, all Baratonians, to serve you, to ensure there is transparency in all transaction, in all departments, in all transaction, which I am able to encounter or even ensure that at least every student can register for the semester and do the exams at the end of the semester. Sorry. Also, for all the international students watching, I know you are going through a lot. I have great plans for you two people. There's this rate for the inter-semester period, whereby even the cafeteria, you're being told to pay 150. I believe you people are a part of Baraton family, and I want you people to feel at home. If the administration, if you people can give me the chance, I could really work for all Baratonians and ensure there is balance and there is equality amongst all of us. Thank you so much, and may God bless you.
Thank you very much. And I'm finally going to give a chance to Sabuni.
Thank you so much. To all the viewers who are my supporters, I know. So I would like to say thank you for all of you for taking part in this journey. The campaigns began. I announced my seat, what I aspire to be. You have seen, even according to what we have done here, you have seen and you have verified that I am the one. Remember, you have to select a leader. We are not going to stick only in school. We have conferences to defend you. We have everything to be able to represent you. You need a leader who can do all that, and just be assured that I am ready for that. I am up to the task in whatever way. Just know I'm going to create a friendly environment where all of us are going to be catered for, not only for the Kenyan students, but also to the international students. Let it cater for all of us, and let us all be ready to take up to the task that this is the finance student who is representing us, and she is well equipped with the knowledge. Leave alone the knowledge, there is also the capability. I am capable of everything. I am ready to take this task. It will not be the first office I'm standing in. I have worked in other offices, and be assured you're going to be represented well. Thank you so much.
All right, thank you very much, Sabuni. Thank you very much, Alison. Thank you very much, Kimani. It has been good having you in this place. I wish you all the best. I'm going to give you a chance to my co-host to also give his closing remarks.
Thank you so much to Faith, Alison, and Kimani for showing up. It has really been a nice interview. And as you always say, the choice of your leaders lies in your hand as a voter. You've had your leaders, you've had their proposal, you've had their plan, their ideas. The choice in your hand. Ours is to remind you, choose wisely and let the best leader win. My name is Jared Onyango, and have a good night.
Thank you very much, Jared, for that. I believe that, ladies and gentlemen, back at home, wherever you are, might be at work, watching this, the ladies have the confidence that they're going to beat the man. The man also says that the ladies, they just walk over. Not his exact words, though. I believe that you've listened to them, and you've gauged them. You better choose the right leader. You've listened to us questioning them or interviewing them on a couple of issues, on the Constitution, the Handbook, logic questions, and you actually have the best. I mean, you've heard the best out of them. You know who performed better. We may not tell you, but we can feel who is better. We believe that God chooses leaders, but you have a responsibility and, of course, the obligation from the Constitution to vote. So cast your vote wisely, and remember, once you vote for the right leader, you're speaking for God. Unfortunately, it's only going to be one. They're all great. This has been the exclusive panel. This is executive position. Like I said yesterday, the higher we go, the hotter it gets in this. But science still says the higher you go, the cooler it becomes. Tomorrow, we'll be having CS Gender. And on Thursday, we're going to have the president, those contesting for the post of the president, sitting in here for the interview. I believe it's going to be the best, and the best that is going to be that's going to be elected. Don't miss out tomorrow. I have been your host, Arasa Inoxinde. This, once again, is Baraton TV, here and hereafter. Welcome back tomorrow for the exclusive panel. Till then, sleep tight, sleep well, God bless. Don't waste your vote. Vote wisely. Vote for the right mind. Till tomorrow, bye-bye.
Live from the University of Eastern Africa, Baraton, this